Stealthing has gotten so bad, according to public opinion, that it had to be brought up in multiple places in multiple countries. Introduce Consent is Key to Stealthing Act to combat violence.
This person at my hotel is outside my door right now. He's fine. Bro, I bet y'all I could get him in here. I don't think he knows.
Now, there are going to be people who are saying that this alleged trans individual is or is not doing anything wrong. Consent is key in Stealthing Act to combat sexual violence. Stealthing is a grave violation of autonomy, dignity, and trust that is considered emotional and said Rep. Maloney. Congress has an obligation to address stealthing at the federal level and allow survivors to hold those that have stealthed them accountable. Stealthing is a horrific act of violencia and must be put to an end.
This person at my hotel is outside my door right now. He's fine. Bro, I bet y'all I could get him in here. I don't think he knows. What's up?
Oh, your towels.
Thank you. What's up with you, little daddy? You trying to come in here? You find this? Bruh?
Yeah.
I back home.
Okay, now, it can easily be argued that anything easily given should expect to have negative impacts upon you, i.e. STDs, i.e. getting set up because of the thirstiness. Understandable. But can we be truthful that there's a difference between catching an STD from someone you expect to be X as opposed to getting an STD and they are Y? Can we be truthful that there's a difference to that person of being set up by a person who they believe to be X as opposed to be somebody being set up by somebody who is Y? I remember I heard about a guy who was driving down the expressway and he saw a lady on the side of the road look like she had a flat tire. So he took it upon himself to be the gentleman, thirsty, whatever you want to, because I believe she was quite attractive. It was more than one, actually, quite attractive. So he pulled over to assist them in the hopes, of course, of getting something from somebody, if not everybody. While he was changing the tire, one of them pulled out a lead projectile pusher. And they robbed him. I think they got his car, too. Now, when he tells the story to whomever that he got being thirsty for what he thought was, he knew to be X, there's common well, that's what you get, man. You know, messing with them. You know, there's going to be an expectation of, well, you get what you get, man. You shouldn't have been trying to get at them, trying to use their vulnerability to try to get at them, as opposed to pulling over to help somebody who you expect to be X, but they turn out to be Y. Now, do you tell that story? I don't think most men would. Just like with that story that supposedly famous rapper said she used to do stick ups on dudes who were thirsty for her, slip them a Mickey, call over a certain non-female individual over, take pictures with them possibly committing acts on them as a means to silence them. Because there is an expectation of there's an expectation of saying, oh, well, this female got me for all my jewelry and X, Y, and Z, as opposed to that non-female got me. I mean, it's quasi-extortion, blackmail maybe? I don't know. But back to this situation.
This person at my hotel is outside my door right now. He's fine. Bro, I bet y'all I could get him in here. I don't think he knows. What's up? Thank you. What's up with you, little daddy? You trying to come in here? You find this for real?
Yeah.
I bet. Can I record?
Sure.
Now, as this individual said, can I record? If by chance, while this individual is doing an act, turns the camera, boom, he's on film, isn't there a certain degree of vulnerability that he has? Because, like she said, I don't think he knows, but I'm going to get him. And then I'm going to get him on film. Again, I understand, well, he shouldn't have been so thirsty to get an act done with a random stranger. However, based on the law of stealthing, a grave violation of autonomy, dignity, and trust. Autonomy, the ability to choose for oneself. If he does not know, is he provided autonomy? Dignity, we can assume that he is a straight heterosexual male. The dignity that he may have had prior is snatched from him. And then trust. One could easily argue that his trust has been betrayed, because at no point in time on film did she say, I am Y. So, as it states in here, stealthing is a horrific act of violencia. Would you or would you not consider what this individual has allegedly confessed to and allegedly did? An act, horrific act of violencia. Stealthing hijacks the reproductive system of the victim through malicious deception. They have this acronym FGKIA. trickery in contact flies in the face of the basic premise of consent and should be considered assault against the victim. Beyond the defilement of the defilement the victim feels, causing them an unwanted pregnancy, is an irreparable harm. Now, I believe that this is out in California, where, as in many other states, they are pro-choice. So, with the unwanted pregnancy, there are means. There are means. Someone commits the act of stealthing on that female victim. She has a way to not deal with an unwanted pregnancy. But that individual, not seen on film, can we be real about the irreparable harm he is vulnerable to? Even when there is a female who is pro-choice and she exercises her right to delete the unborn, she is still in position to get in a relationship and bear a child with her husband. But would he be given the same consideration in the future to have children? If he has no children at that point in time of the video, and it comes to light that he did that with Y, would females be as generous and forgiving to him as men would be generous and forgiving to the female who exercised her right to choose to end what she had not planned on? I don't think that's the case. And I find it I find it funny that this gentleman I think it was I'm not going to mention it, but it was he's thirsty. And he kind of gets what he deserves. But with stealthing, which is what they saying a male does to a female, there are protections put in place. Well, trying to have protections put in place, and it's a liable, so it's a cash, which is cash payout, which is odd because it's literally saying you're paying for the act, which falls under prostitution. So I guess that's, I don't know. But if this gentleman were to lose his mind when he came to the conclusion that he thought he was dealing with X, but it turned out to be Y. It's a crime of hate. If you go to the Ferrari dealership to buy a Ferrari, you spend the money, you cash out, bam, cash on the table. They give you the keys, you drive it home, you drive and drive and drive. It comes time to have the car serviced. You take it to the dealership to get service because you have to, or authorized service place. Anyway, and they pop the hood and they say, yeah, this is not a Ferrari, sir. This is a Honda. Not slamming Honda. This is a Honda, but the outside is a Ferrari. Is he not justified at being angry? Is he justified in not going back to the person who sold him the car and releasing the pent up frustration he has? Is that a hate crime? Because he was led astray what he thought he was getting. You can say, oh, well, he should have popped the hood. He should have ran the VINs, make sure everything was copacetic, which people do not do when they purchase in cars. They don't look at the VIN, say it matches Ferrari as opposed to matching to a Honda. But there are other cases. I think O'Shea Duke Jackson showed a couple of cases, and the response was downright violencia. But then it becomes of basically, well, you shouldn't have responded like that. He's a stranger dealing with another stranger, but he expected that stranger to be X, but that stranger ended up being Y. But these individuals supposed to be cool, calm, and collected when they find out that they have been lied to. Their autonomy has been stripped from them. Their ability to have a family, possibly in the future, has been taken away from them because it's out for everybody to see. For them, they're supposed to handle it differently. But for the females who are putting a whole lot of trust in a majority of strangers, they're given this. Basically, don't worry, young lady, we got you. We're going to make them pay for what they've done to you. But for the men, it's, oh, well, why are you acting like that? Why would you respond? That seems unreasonable. If it's good for the gander, it should be good for the goose. Where's the legislation being put about for wives not divulging that they're wives to the males? Where's the legislation? Or is this, oh, well, this is payback to what has happened to women in the past? And if you study your history, that never turns out well. That never turns out well. Whoever was once in so-called power, and power is not everlasting, revenge is exacted upon them. I'm not advocating violence. I'm saying that historically that has been the case. If it happens within a country, it will happen within a community. This behavior of stealthing, which is truly wrong for those situations where that has actually occurred. But we cannot look past.
This person at my hotel's outside my door right now. He's fine. Bro, I bet y'all I could get him in here. I don't think he knows.
Hey,
What's up?
give me the towels.
Thank you. What's up with you, little daddy? You trying to come in here? You fine as for real?
Yeah.
I bet. Can I record?
Sure.
And the saddest part, this individual who is allegedly Y is not conducting themselves in such a far-fetched manner to where they can say, well, you know, no woman acts like that. Literally, you cannot say, oh, well, he should have known. No female acts like that. There are females who act just like that. Anyway, I know this is a touchy matter. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting below. Thank you.